100% no. Of course, no one has to say anything, but this really is 100% for you guys. I've actually been working with Darren for a while with this. Quizlet is a program that I learned from not even just from the master's classes, but also from just researching. I know that all of us try, I think, so hard to find different ways to differentiate as best as we possibly can. Technology truly is something that we can actually fit into our daily use and actually make it actually useful and not force them to do it. So Quizlet is the program that I'm going to talk about. I've already found out I know for a fact that 2 of you are already using this, if not actually having your own account in the free program. I talked with Darren a couple months ago, like I said, and a couple of weeks, and we've been working on this whole process. First of all, Darren has actually bought an account for all of you, the entire staff.
Yay,
the second thing is, which I've been working with him, if you don't know about Quizlet, which I'll explain it to you, we've been working to get an email for every single student so that they can actually truly invest their time in this program, which is the other half, because I know that the people who are using it, they're not using it the full way that we can, and that's really what I wanted to kind of show you guys what we can really do with this program, not just with our smart boards, but also those kids at home. So wonderful usage at home, in school, academically, during academic support time, or whether it be at home. Quizlet, the name, I'm not sure I really like the name Quizlet as much if you think about it, because it kind of scares kids off whenever you mention that name, quiz. But I wanted to show you, first I'm going to go through some music stuff just because that's what I do, but of course math, and I'm going to go through some ELA also for you. The first cool thing about when you log into Quizlet is it shows you everything that you just worked on. So if you just taught a class an hour ago, it tells you an hour. It tells you what you did today, what you did this week, so it shows real quickly some of the things that you've done. You can make all of your grades. So over here on the left-hand side, I just set up blanket statement 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, just classes, so that I can have that organized in there. And you are basically creating study sheets for your kids. You can do it in note card form. You can do it in quiz forms that don't count for anything. It's perfect for pre-assessing. You can print off note cards for the kids if they need something in their hand. So for me, I created one for lines and spaces. So there's flashcards that I made. I basically took a picture online, which I'll show you all how you can do real quick. Teaching the kid running through lines and spaces. I can use this for any grade. I can flip over the card and it tells you exactly what it is. I created that letter. I created this whole set myself. They're called sets. You can do images, you can just do words. One of my favorite things about this, anybody who teaches a language, you can have one side be English and one side be French. You can have them both be French, both be Spanish, anything that you want, it'll be able to do that. If I wanted to have these cards and teach them in a row, so you guys can see that we're starting on the bottom, I can just run up and flip through the cards. So if I'm home studying, I can double check. So I was just running through all my notes all the way through. But once the kids start to get good at it, they can shuffle the cards on their own, because we're, so it's not in order anymore. So now you can see it's changing and shuffling through, which is terrific. Maybe I'm a person that wants to not have it on the back side. I can just click both sides. I can see both of them at the same time, see the answer for myself and get better at it, which is terrific. Then it can go into learning, so we start with flashcards. Then they can double check. Do they really actually know? They can type in the answer. It can be lowercase. Of course, I just did letters, but of course I'll show you in math and English. They can type in the right answer. They click enter, and it shows you. It shows you whether you got it right or wrong right away, so it's quick. Spelling for me really isn't helpful, but you can actually have it say it back to you. So for those of you that have students that are struggling with writing, you can actually listen to it and still get the right answer. You can make tests up. All the information that you put on there, it creates tests. You can say you only want to have just written. You want to have matching. You can have multiple choice, true and false. You can select them or unselect them, anything that you want. It can even give you the choice. What do you want to have them start with? You want to have them start with the term, or do you want to have them start with the definition? You can. You can do how many questions you want. Maybe you want to have double, 3 times the amount of the same exact thing just to make sure that they really truly understand it. You can put that all the way through. And let's say you scroll through the test, you don't like it, then create a new one. It automatically switches everything around. Okay?
Did you import those images?
And I'm going to show you how to do that too.
Okay.
Yep. And just before anybody starts to ask, I am going to actually do this I know that it might not fit into your schedule, but I really would actually love to help all of you out to get this set up for your classroom with students and everything. Next Thursday is what I have scheduled. If it doesn't work during curriculum time, because I know we are all so dispersed, please let me know and I'll try and do it so that I can teach all of you in a big group, or if I need to do it as best I can, I'll figure out a way to do it one-on-one, because I've really been using this program and I'm really standing behind this program. Like I said, this is not just for my master's class, this is really something I am confident about. Favorite thing? Yeah.
My sons have been using this the past several years. They do it themselves. Whenever they have a test, they put in their own flashcard, they put the information in. Some teachers will assign, okay, the student gets 3 flashcards, the student gets 4, the student gets 3, and then they combine them, so they all have them, and it's really quick, and it just makes learning easy and fun their way.
Yep.
I used to use it when I taught art, and it's a great way if you need to retest, requiz, because you'll have all that information. You can change like what you just showed.
Yep.
So what we talked about earlier, it kind of helps with that huge issue.
Well,
Absolutely.
what's really nice is Lori had done this, and all 28.
You guys are going to all my hints though.
Yeah, all
Give me a
28
second.
But I'm just saying, Lori set it all up. So I'm glad that you're doing this, because my kids just click on the Quizlet, it's already there.
Yeah.
Lori did all the work.
And that's what and I'm absolutely going to show you all that too, I promise. So like, there's 2 games that come preloaded with it, basically. So we also, of course, want our kids to have fun. So once, because I don't know about you guys, but it is fun when they actually learn and they enjoy what they're doing. So, you know, for this, it's just a simple matching game. So you take the letters and you find whatever the letter might be. So if this one is an F, all you have to do is roll through, find the F. That letter, I matched to it and it made it disappear. There's a timer running it. You can have fun with the kids. You can have set up goals, and it shows a whole list of all the kids. Once they have their own accounts, we can see everybody that uses it. That's one of the nicest things. You can actually check to see, did my student go home and actually study like I suggested for them to do? That's nice. You can actually log in. The other thing is, you can choose, so I chose the letter to match. You can also, though, do it backwards. Same thing. Doesn't make a difference, and they play it in. Another thing is erase, which it comes across the screen. This one, depending on, of course, what the topic is, it might take a little bit longer, but you can type it in, press enter, and it goes away. As it goes through the score, you can, of course, let it go all the way through, and the faster you do it, the higher your score. So just playing games. So that's just, of course, running through and just showing you some music stuff. So like for me, I found out that these are all going to be helpful. Lines and spaces of treble clef and bass clef. This is helping them learn everything that they're doing right now in music. So that's what I set up in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I actually put that in. My 8th grade kids, they're learning about music theory. But if you notice here, I didn't write this one. The best part about this is, as Maddie was saying, you guys can actually go on and check out other people's stuff. So Lori wrote all these things down. They're all in there. Nobody has to do any work. So 8th grade teachers, 7th grade, 6th grade, whatever, if one person writes it, you can just send an email and say, hey, I created this, add it to your class, put it in there, and it's there. You guys can kind of spread out the work. So like for math, there's right here, take a look, there's 316 terms. I just clicked on one. I could go on the ones that my wife made. I'm part of my wife's classes and everything. You can take a look, there's 316 different terms. Let's say you only wanted to do 42 of them. You could go through, star them, favorite them basically, and just have that specific set beyond the terminology in the quiz. So you could sit there and write them for the whole year and then just set up your own sets going through it that way. So you can see and you can add it to your specific class. Maddie?
I was just gonna say that I've just Googled Quizlets for novels, and other teachers have already done that. So you can pull from other people, and the kids can just click on it and use it.
So somebody give me something and I'll show you. Just pull out anything that you want me to take a look and see if they have any sets.
Adding and subtracting integers.
All right, so let's do, can we do just adding and subtracting? See what happens.
Mixed numbers.
So mixed numbers, math.
Integers.
What did we do? Am I
One down. One down.
one down? There you go. So I can click on this and we can see what we have.
So the kids can't use this till they all have email addresses, right?
No, they can.
They can, but if they all have an email, you can set it up so that it's organized by specific classes. The teachers' accounts that we now have, you can do images with, which on the free account, you can't do. So if you're doing, if you're doing math triangles,
Yeah.
stuff like that, they need to have that. Yeah. Eric?
Won't their Microsoft Office 365 emails work for that? Because I've had all the kids log on so they can do all that. So we could use those emails to do that.
And we're in the middle of trying to
I'm
make it even
actually
simpler than
working
that.
on that. I spoke with Rick this afternoon about it. There's a way to do this. I'll explain it later. I don't want to detract from Jonathan's presentation, but we've got it. There's definitely a way to do it that's efficient, that you won't even have to upload.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
and
wanted to know.
that's what we were waiting for them. We're waiting for that information to try and make it as easy as possible for all of you. Seriously, I mean that's the goal. If you're interested and want to try and use this, seriously, one of my favorite things is I don't give homework because of what I teach. So I can still say the kids that are struggling, I can have them practice this during academic support time. I can have them log on and say, hey guys, go onto the Quizlet and you really need to work on reviewing the bass clef. I've made those sets, please run through. Maybe do a quiz, maybe do a game, whatever, just run through and review. You can also do, just one for ELA, spelling stuff, definition.
Have the word witch up there?
Say again?
My kids, W-I-T-C-H.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh, Veronica?
That's right.
Oh.
Which?
Yeah, witch,
So
witch.
for me, I know that some people were, here's a nice thing. You can check, like I said, you can see the scores of people. You can see who played it. You can see who has the highest score, because some people like the competition. If they don't, then you don't even have to check that out. You can see who actually completed the actual project that you put out there. Like here's my wife's. So my wife teaching parallel and perpendicular lines. This is all stuff that she found online. She created this herself, and there it is. So maybe you'd like to see kind of how you create your own set. I was starting one just for my 3rd grade class, so I tried to pick something simple, okay? Teaching to different families and stuff. All you have to do is click add, and you can see that here it says strings. You can see up here it says English, Spanish, French. You can change your language, whichever side that you want. The pictures that you can have, you don't have to have pictures, of course you can write in and go through the definitions. One of the neat things is if you click tab, you can keep tabbing over and it'll add, or if you go down here you can just add a row. So for me, if I wanted to do cello, next thing, or for the string family, we'll do string family. So another strings. I'm doing this live so that you can actually see me type in. So cello images, I just do a quick Google search for it. So there's my cello. Nice enough picture. Not really, that one's pretty bad actually. We'll go through another one. See if it clears up a little bit. So if I do, for me, a screenshot, I can actually highlight the entire thing real quick. I don't even have to go into the website or anything. I let go. It's going to save it to my desktop automatically. I know, sorry, it's real quick. I'm
That's okay.
popping in and out here.
That's 'cause you're an
Upload image. Thank
It's
you.
the same way that you would do any other.
A screenshot, basically.
Yeah.
So there it is. It saved it automatically there. All I have to do is click open. It shrinks it to the right size. I'm done. I move on to the next one. So for those people who think that it would take you a long amount of time, even if you are doing images, I really don't feel once you learn how to use it, it would take you a long time. And seriously, I mean, think about all the possibilities. You have a quiz that's happening next week. You've handed out the paperwork. They've got their review, but you want something that's constantly changing. This is a way that you could do it. One of the other nice things that is kind of we were kind of exploring just the whole entire program. Let's say you wanted to have your kids do these things at home on those flashcards. Maybe they don't have a computer, okay? But you want to save yourself time instead of having them handwrite stuff out. If you click on print, look at all the different ways that you can have it printed out. A table, a glossary. You can have them print out flashcards for them. I mean, they got to do it at their house. You know, you can have them do it at their house, but you can do large. You just want to go old school, you can print out index cards for them. I mean, just showing you that it could save you some time. Other small things for those of us that are more tech savvy, if you have your own website, you can actually embed it in your own website for like, hey guys, this week we're going to be working on this. All those definitions, no more work, just embed it right into your website for that week, which is terrific. Let's say you have multiple sets. You've changed for this year, you're combining extra stuff. You can click on and pick whichever set that you want to add or take out, and it creates all those flashcards for you. So this is just a little bit about Quizlet. It's not a grading program. It's supposed to be something that's useful to your students and for you. This works amazing with your smartboard or Eno board. No kidding, you can play the games and have the kids come up, pressing on the board, playing those things and learning all together or by themselves also. So I'd really like to help you guys set this up because you really did buy the accounts for all of you. I'm hoping that if you got questions, basically I'm going to be the key person on this one, and I'll try and help wherever I can. If we take a overview and we find that next Thursday isn't going to work for whatever reason, let me know. But I'd love to do this thing and really help you basically sign in as your teacher account and then start to teach you whatever you'd like to learn on it, whatever subject you teach. Okay?
All right.
Good job. You deserve a 4.
Bravo.
All right.